Hey, good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, June the 26th, 2024. The time now is 1:12 p.m. So, I want to talk in this video or in this program about the current situation in Kenya that pertains to the protest. I'm talking about the protest in Kenya as a result of the Kenyan parliament passing a bill basically that intend on raising taxes on the people of Kenya. And it is actually interesting because such a bill was passed last year. Okay, so last year a similar bill was passed, and the people of Kenya protested, but the protest did not culminate into the situation that we see currently in Kenya. And prominent social organizations, okay, and right organizations basically warned the Kenyan government, even religious organizations or group, warned the Kenyan government or the parliament, okay? They basically warned the government or the parliament about passing such bill because such bill basically does nothing but impacting the people negatively in terms of their social standing, in terms of their financial and economic standing. You have a situation where the people, the masses of Kenyans, are having difficulty making living, okay, making ends meet. You have a situation where the youth do not have jobs, and then the government is passing such bill that will basically do nothing but to keep them impacted in negative way, okay, in terms of their economic and financial standing. So I am basically going to talk about the situation in Kenya and basically start by posing a couple of questions for this talk, and then I will proceed. In past videos or programs, what I did was basically discuss the matter, and then at the end of the video or program, I basically read the description of the program, which can also serve as a summary, okay? And then I basically will end the video. That is basically what I often do. For this program, I'm not going to read the basic summary. I'm only just going to read the title, okay, of this video and the questions or comments that I managed to generate as I analyze the situation. So, before I begin, I want to thank you for watching the Echoing Voice, for being a part of this community, and I hope that you continue to stay with us and join the conversation as well, especially for those of you who are Kenyans or of Kenyan descent. So now I will continue. Kenyan protest tax bill. Parliament set ablaze. Police brutality, civilian anger. Once again, I'm going to read the title for this program. And it reads, Kenyans protest tax bill. Parliament set ablaze. Police brutality, civilian anger. Questions or comment? Number one source says that Barack Obama's sister got tear gassed. So the question that I want to ask, okay, privately, personally, is will Barack Obama say something about the fact that his sister was tear gassed? And actually, the Obama spokesperson had declined to make any statement. Question number two, or comment. Though it is within the people's right to protest, was it necessary to storm and set ablaze the parliament? Well, that was necessary, and I support it because we are seeing an example of a radical situation resulting from an African government pushing the people to the extreme. We could see much of this in Africa and worldwide in the coming years and decades. Question number 3, or comments. The Defense Ministry of Kenya has deployed the military to help support quelling the situation. But would that expose the country? And the reason for this question is actually Kenyan police force, as it is said, arrived in Haiti yesterday to help fight quote unquote gang violence and bring stability into the country, Haiti. But it is very interesting that what the police should be doing right now in Kenya, majority or many of the police, okay, officers will not be doing it because they are sent to Haiti. As a result, the military is basically activated to quell the tension in the country. It is very interesting and it is very suspicious. And I don't know where the government of Kenya and the president of Kenya, William Ruto, I don't know where he's going with this, but this could backfire against him and it could lead to a very dangerous situation in Kenya, which we should all hope never come into fruition, because Kenya has been one of the most stable countries in Africa and in the world. Now, in the West, many Western institutions were basically christening Kenya as one of the most stable democracy in Africa. Now, I'm at the point in life and at the time where I am beginning to make fun of the whole idea of democracy nonsense. Does being a democratic country, Kenya being quote unquote democratic, okay, people going out there voting, is it most or more important than the people having food on their table? Yes, quote unquote, Kenya is a democracy. Yes, many people were very excited about William Ruto and many voted for him. This guy who basically spread the beans, talking about him being a hustler, a regular average Joe, and making his way to the top, is basically making moves in the country that basically put the people of Kenya in a very desperate situation. In this case, is Kenya being a democratic country relevant? Honestly, I don't think so. What is relevant is, will the people of Kenya eat today? Will the people of Kenya eat tomorrow? That is what I find to be important. Not whether a country is democratic or not democratic. But I'm going to continue. Number 4, question number 4 or comment. It is essential to note important scenes during the protest. One being that the protest is being carried out mostly by youth, okay, people of what is known as Gen Z, the Generation Z population. And 2, I noticed one banner, okay, basically commands, basically saying, name a single government project that has been completed. As I was looking through sources, okay, reading through sources in preparation for this talk, video, or program, however you want to say it, one particular source that I came across, I think it is a CNN source or the Associated Press, okay, an Associated Press article. And I was looking through the article, reading and analyzing some of the pictures of protests going on. And I noticed group of protesters holding the banner that basically command us to name a single government project that has been completed. I find this to be very significant, very important. It is a big deal. It is a big command, a request, a question. Name me a single government project that has been completed. This is the thing throughout Africa and much of the world, where in this case, there are those in the West who are going to hail or christen Kenya as a democratic country. But the people as of now are saying, name a single government project that has been completed. And I believe they are asking us to name a single government project that has been completed by the William Ruto government. So it is very interesting. But couple of symbolism that I see in this. Barack Obama being the first president, okay, black president of the United States. And he is someone who started his career, okay, community organizing and basically organizing people to get up and fight for their rights, basically trying to make the world or their situation better. And seeing now Barack Obama's sister, what is it, Omar Obama or so, basically got tear gas as she herself engaging in protest in Kenya, in Nairobi, okay, with the youth, okay, trying to protest the tax hike that the parliament has passed and William Ruto was supposed to sign. Now, Ruto is saying that because of what is happening in the country, he is not going to sign the bill, and a couple of the provisions were removed from the bill. Okay, it is very interesting because such thing happened last year. I don't know why and how is it that William Ruto and his government and his advisor could not and did not anticipate the situation that it could basically develop into what it is currently. Now, in terms of the situation in Kenya, I basically applaud the youth and many Kenyans who are engaging in the protest. You have to protest. Africa needs to protest. African youth need to protest. And it is at a point where, to an extent, I am very much disappointed because many of our governments are engaging, okay, or our leaders are engaging in stupidity. And I do believe they engage in such stupidity because they realize that they could get away with it no matter what. The youth of Africa, basically, our generation, has not, okay, in terms of its solidarity, in terms of its cooperation and collaboration, in terms of its oneness and one voice, has not shoved its feet in the asses of government officials and government. Okay? We need the protesting to tell the governments of Africa, enough is enough. The people are hungry. The youth have no jobs. Moms and grandmas and sisters and daughters and aunts, okay, are going to bed hungry. They are dying during childbirth. They are dying because no proper medical care. Fathers and brothers and sons, okay, grandfathers, they have no jobs. They are retiring without any pension. The resources of Africa are being taken out of the continent so that other people can develop while our people remain poor. Enough is enough. So honestly, I basically welcome the protest in Kenya. However, my hope and prayers is that it doesn't develop into total chaos. And I know the people of Kenya, being who they are, I'm sure they are going to teach the government a lesson, but maintain, okay, manage the situation in Kenya so that it doesn't go into an all-out chaos. So now, in terms of William Ruto and his government, I also see their part of the deal, because the whole intention of this bill is that the government is passing such bills so that it can raise the excess funds that it needs to pay the country's debt. Okay, Kenya, like any country in the world, basically is in debt. Okay, it has debt to pay. But then, is it necessary that you are taxing even bread? Is it necessary that you are taxing even bank transaction and transaction that people of Kenya abroad could be doing to help their families, okay, in the country? Let's say that I'm a Kenyan in the United States or in Europe or in Asia or South America or wherever a Kenyan person is. I am hustling for my money, okay, working hard, toiling, and basically send money to help my people in Kenya, in Nairobi, Mombasa, or wherever. And I have to pay an excess tax or fee. That basically feels, okay, or it is going to feel like a person, a Kenyan person abroad, has a hole in his or her pocket where the money just drop, okay, and he or she is losing a lot. So as much as the government, William Ruto's government, is attempting to raise funds to pay bills, okay, the Kenyan debt, why are you taxing data, okay, internet data? Why are you making it difficult for content creators? Why are you making it difficult for moms and dads? Why are you taxing bread? Why are you taxing cooking oil? And it is very interesting. These people are not realizing, or they are neglecting to accept the fact that taxation of this sort, when the people are hungry and do not have jobs, can lead to massive revolution in a country. The French Revolution is one such example, okay, where the price of bread escalated beyond what the people can afford monthly and annually. It led to the French Revolution. Now in Africa, you are taxing bread. The last time I checked, Africa eats a lot of bread, and places like Kenya eats a lot of bread. I do remember speaking with a friend of mine, okay, a good friend of mine who is also, he was born in Sudan, actually, in that region of Africa, that East African region, okay, wheat, grain, okay, are a very important staple in the diet. He told me many times that him and many people in that region, they will eat everything, but if they do not have a bread, a loaf of bread to eat, even if they do have a buffet of food, if there is no bread in that meal, it is as if they haven't eaten anything. So when you are taxing bread, when you are increasing the fees of the transaction relating to the production of bread, you are basically putting hole in the people's pocket. When you are taxing oil, cooking oil, vegetable oil, you are basically saying that the people should not eat and the people will not eat. Cooking oil, vegetable oil is a big staple in the African diet. Everything or almost everything we eat have a level of the inclusion of oil, a significant level, or even possible a very small inclusion of oil, cooking oil, vegetable oil to that meal. When you are taxing or jacking up the fees on the production or the distribution of oil, you are basically putting your feet, okay, in the people's eye. You are poking your fingers in the people's eye. You are also, as a government, boring holes in the people's pocket, and it is wrong. So this is one of the big reasons, the main reason why, honestly, I do welcome the protest in Kenya. But I hope that the Kenyan people can manage their protest and their anger so that it doesn't go spiral into an all-out chaos, which I also do show that they will do such thing. But they should protest. Perhaps Kenya can lead the way right now, okay, for Africans to begin to stand up to their government. Now, in terms of the whole idea of raising the tax on the people of Kenya or increasing fees as a means to generate income so that you can pay the Kenyan bills, okay, the Kenyan debt. You had a big trip to the United States. Why is it that William Ruto couldn't demand that such friendship with the United States, Kenyan friendship with the United States, should include limiting the payment, okay, of Kenyan debt, basically reducing okay, the interest that Kenya has to pay on its debt. I feel like African leaders and countries are going into relationship, into a situation where they are not emphasizing their position. They are not pushing aggressively what they want in the deal. Furthermore, Kenya is trying to raise, okay, by jacking up taxes and increasing fees on various commodities and also on various services and goods. As much as that is a good thing, Kenya, like every African country, should come to the realization that They are all in a very serious situation where they cannot go into their situation individually. Therefore, I'm calling, and I know that many Kenyans and Africans would agree with me. Erase these borders, and not so much erasing these borders so that Africans can just go freely between and among countries, but become one. Because a unified Africa, especially a unified sub-Saharan Africa, Black Africa, is the only way to go. Kenya cannot stand in the presence of the United States alone and get what it wants. Nigeria cannot stand in the presence of China or the United States alone and get what it wants. Definitely Liberia will get swallowed up. And the same thing with the Gambia, Benin, and so on and so on. Why don't you unify? Unify. Shut down Africa. No one going in, no one going out. With the exception of expats living abroad and their families, and diplomats and students, okay, or academics who are coming to help. No one should go in, no one should come out. Manage the situation internally, galvanize the masses, allocate the resources. So basically, once again, I should repeat, what African governments need to do and leaders is unify, shut down the countries, okay, or the unified country. No one is going in, no one is coming out. With the exception of expats, students, diplomats, and academics who are going in and out of the countries or the country to engage in the needed services. That's it. In this case, we will manage the situation in-house and prevent the infiltration of outsiders who just want to create chaos to keep Africa separated and destroyed or dismantled, if you will. Now, I must say, in terms of the protest in Kenya, once again, it is probably the best thing that have ever happened to Africa, okay? And I welcome it. I welcome it with open arms, with my full heart, but I hope that the people of Kenya, okay, can manage it so that it doesn't spiral into an all-out chaos, as I've said multiple times. But William Ruto and the Kenyan government needs to be taught a lesson, and I hope that the rest of Africa pay attention to what is happening in Kenya, because what is happening in Kenya is a universal thing in Africa. Whether African governments pass bills to jack up the taxes or to jack up the fees of the various goods and services or not, the austerity measures that are being carried out throughout Africa and around the world is bad, it is wrong, and it is impactful. It is basically pushing the people to the extreme and forcing them to make decisions or to engage in situations which they do not or should not be engaging in. Now, in Kenya, yes, I do not condone the setting on fire of the parliament. But then I would dare ask, what statement, what message does that carry when the people of a country go as far as setting their most prominent government buildings on fire? When the people want to burn down their presidential mansion or their parliament, as government official, you should then ask yourself the question, what have we done that basically enticing our people to take such extreme measures? And then if you very much you're honest with yourself and with the people, you go about alleviating the situation and solving the problem. Okay? So yes, I do not condone the people, okay, lighting up their parliament. But again, I do understand why they are doing it. And also, I do know perhaps, yes, you have the peaceful protesting, and then you may have a couple of idiots who just want to go out and do idiot things. Whether we are talking about burning things, or looting, or so on or so on. But then it does begs the question or the comment, okay? It begs our exploration of the reality that when people are pushed to an extreme, they take drastic measures. People who live in their life in poverty or in whatever situation it is, when the possibility arises, okay, for them to engage in looting or engaging in destruction of properties or of a country, they go about doing it. And this is why, as leadership, as government, as officials, what you want to do is to politicize your people, in that they see the country as their mother, as their father, as their children, as their sons and daughters. They see the country as their greater community in which they all belong. But then you have to provide the incentive. You cannot go out there and try to nationalize me, okay? Try to make me into a patriot without any incentive. Now you have a situation in Kenya where the Kenyan government has sent police forces to Haiti to help with the peacekeeping mission in Haiti, to help stabilize Haiti. Now, as much as it is a suspicious activity, I also welcome that to an extent, because it does show that Kenya is going to be working with countries such as, I think, the Barbados, Bangladesh, and so on, to try to stabilize Haiti. And it is an activity being led by, or a mission being led by, a black country, or black Afro and Caribbean countries, African and Caribbean countries, of which I think Chad is part of it as well. That is good. But why are you doing it? Why is it that Kenya is being forced or asked to carry out such mission, and the giant in the room, the big brother in the room, Nigeria, is not engaging in such a mission? I did make a video, a program, in which I basically speculate that the reason is perhaps because Nigeria was supposed to be left free so that it could deal with the situation in West Africa. Basically get the rest of Africa in check. Bully them into not carrying out revolution that will oust their presidents, their government, so that the West can be in a comfortable situation. And we are seeing it, that the situation in Haiti, the reason, or one of the reasons why I believe the United States doesn't want to get involved, in addition to the fact that it has a very, very bad reputation in Haiti, is because it doesn't want to get bogged down in Haiti while Russia is growing in Europe. Russia is becoming powerful. Ukraine could be losing, and China is becoming powerful. The US want to use its minions to handle the situation in countries such as Haiti, so that it could be free to go after Russia and China. And I also express suspicion that Cuba, as much as Cuba is a powerful country in the Americas, okay, or in Latin America, or in the Caribbean, why is it that Cuba is not being welcomed, okay, or included in the mission to stabilize Haiti? Now, it is said that about $600 million is being pledged, or that's what is going to be used to help with the mission in Haiti. I think the United States has pledged about 300 million, okay, of the 600 million, and about 18 million has already been allocated. But I really want to know, what is Kenya's role and what is Kenya supposed to be doing? Why are you raising tax at home and increasing fees at home in Kenya, and then engaging in some activities around the world? Something is not right. But I hope you, as a Kenyan, a person of a Kenyan descent, and many people around the world who are watching, to engage in the discussion, to try to understand what is going on in Kenya and in our world today, because we are all global citizens. But once again, in terms of the situation in Kenya, I am going to repeat that I welcome the protest in Kenya. I want the people of Kenya, the youth of Kenya, Generation Z, to show the Kenyan government and William Ruto, teach them a lesson. And also, I do not want Generation Z to sleep, because when the youth sleep, when the people sleep, governments and leaders get away with stupidity. They do stupid things and they get away with it. And this is the reason why Africans, we find ourselves in a situation where we continue to face hardship and our people continue to suffer. But I'm going to end here. Thank you very much for watching The Echoing Voice. Peace.